Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. The IPL mini auction is taking place on the 16th of December. This is the first out of 5 preview videos I'll be releasing where I preview the auction performances of each IPL franchise. The first two teams I'll be covering will be the Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians. Let's get into this preview video. Starting off with Chennai, looking at their released players, I would have retained Andre Siddharth. Apart from that, I think they've released correctly. Matisha Patiana, he was retained for a lot of money ahead of the mega auction. The bowling action hasn't been corrected, and he wasn't bowled in the power play. Devon Conway, an expensive signing, but he hasn't been informed. Rachin Ravindra, also for 4 crores. The experienced domestic trio, Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tripathi, Deepak Hooda, they couldn't get the best in the previous season. They released them correctly. And then Jadeja, Sam Curran have been traded to Rajasthan to acquire Sanju Samson. There is no replacement for the class of Jadeja, but I've got one player we'll be discussing later where I think they've got to buy him in the auction. And now for the retained players, I don't know why they retained JV Overton. Maybe they were considering the fast bowling or rounder backup slot, but they didn't use him correctly the previous years. I don't know why they retained him. Now looking at the auction, I've gone for a combination where they've got 43.4 crores. There have been a few players, some were looking to target, some of them have retired. The others I don't think will be going to CSK because other teams may acquire them. I think they will acquire them. But as for the 11 I've gone with, I think this gives them flexibility. I've gone to Raj Gaikwad, Sanju Samson, Ayush Matre, Dior Brevis, Shivam Dubey 5, Jason Holder 6, MS Dhoni 7, Anshul Kamboj 8, Ravi Bishnoi 9, Khalil Ahmed 10, Noor Ahmed 11. And as far as the acquisition of Jason Holder is concerned, there have been other fast bowling all-rounders discussed, such as Cameron Green, who I think will go to KKR. Andre Russell is retired from the IPL, meaning Jason Holder has done well in the CPL, the latest edition of the CPL, and I think the nature of the Chennai surface would suit him with the way that he bowls. And I would rather give an opportunity to Jason Holder, who's done more in the CPL than you've got players who people are looking to buy as sensational signings, but I don't think they would do well in the surface in Chennai and have not been in good form in the IPL or in general. So I would rather sign Jason Holder. I don't think he will go for more than 8 crores. Even that 8 crores is because people would try and raise the price knowing CSK are going for him. So I think CSK should sign him. They have to sign Ravi Bishnoi. I put 15 crores in. Other teams will also be looking to go for him because he's by far the best local spinner in this auction. And CSK have got the second highest purse, and KKR don't need him, especially. I don't. KKR be looking to increase the price for CSK, but I don't think that they certainly wouldn't be looking to buy Ravi Bishnoi, and that's the reason why I think CSK, whatever the case, they should be able to acquire him 15 crores and to replace Jadeja, the bowler. You've got Bishnoi and Noor. I think Bishnoi has got to be bought to replace Jadeja, the bowler. And now on the impact side, where there's been a suggestion of Akhil Hussain, and before I go into him, Nathan Ellis has been retained. I think if you get a backup for him, and when I mean backup, rather than getting another defensive bowler as a like-for-like backup, I think there'd be no point in doing that. You get another attacking seamer, a quick bowler like a Matt Henry or an Adam Milne. You can play one of him and Nathan Ellis. And then George Linde, where depending on the situation, Akhil Hussain has been suggested, but the reason why I wouldn't sign him is because Anshul Kamboj, Khalil Ahmed to bowl a minimum of 4 overs in the power play. And you'd prefer Khalil to bowl 3 overs in the power play, meaning Akhil Hussain is someone who'd look to bowl 3 overs in the power play. And when you've got a case of him bowling less than those overs, I don't think it is worth signing him. He's a very good bowler, but I don't think he's a necessity for this combination, which is why George Linde is someone who can bowl outside. He's effective outside the power play. He can bat better than Akhil Hussain. And At Chennai, Jason Hoda, Anshul Kamboj, Khalil Ahmed, you can go with that as a fast bowling combination. And then Ravi Bishnoi, Noor Ahmed, and then George Linde. It's a good variety in the spin attack. And George Linde can also be used as a floater with the bat. He's a capable batsman. So MS Dhoni, even if you buy him at number 8, if you think you wouldn't want to bat him higher than that, I think it would still be fine. So this is the combination that I'd go with, especially at home. I'd give them flexibility, and you've got the two types of fast bowlers. If they get Matt Henry or Adam Milne, I think it would go well for them. And as a batting backup, Tim Seifert, because you've got the CSK top 4. It is rumored Rutraj Gaikwad at bat 3, and even if he does, you've got an interchangeable top 4 in terms of batting position. So I think the backup should also be that Tim Seifert can bat anywhere in the top 5, which is why I think people may not. I don't think he'll go for big money. You sign him as a backup for Dior Brevis. I think that would go well for them rather than signing an opening batsman. You won't have that flexibility. So this is what I would do. Urvil Patel as a keeping backup, and I hope this rumor isn't true. Some are saying MS Dhoni may not play all the matches, but I'd want him to play all the matches. And then you've got Shreyas Gopal, who is a domestic wrist spinner, is an all-rounder, and I think he's also been performing well, so he can be included as a backup. So I think if they go with this combination, CSK will go well. They've got to buy Ravi Bishnoi. And another thing, I mean, it's no disrespect to these 4 players, but Venkatesh Iyer, David Miller, Matisha Patirana, and Liam Livingston. If they buy one of these 4 players, the auction combination will go. David Miller would not do well in Chennai with the bat. Liam Livingston hasn't been in good form anyway. He scored an 82 in the T20, but generally hasn't been in good form, and in Chennai he will not do well. Patirana, as I said, the action hasn't been correct. They didn't bowl him in the power play. Venkatesh Reddy has to open. You've already got so many batsmen there. So if they get even one of these 4, they will have a tough time of things. They've got to buy Ravi Bishnoi. If they adhere to these things, I think CSK will do well. I think this combination that I suggest to help them. And now the Mumbai Indians. If you're looking at the players they have released, they released Reece Topley correctly. Lizard Williams, I don't know why they bought either of those two. Mujibur Rahman also correctly released. Satyanarayana Raju, they only gave him one opportunity. They've retained Raj Bawa but released Satyanarayana Raju. I don't understand that. Vignesh Putra, I think he was injured, so they've retained the replacement of him, which is Raghu Sharma. And Arjun Tendulkar traded for Shardul Thakur. This is a very good trade. I don't know why LSG let that happen. And Bevan Jacobs, he's someone who they scouted. They released him without giving him an opportunity. I think he would have done well on the surface. He played in the CPL and he had a tough time of things because of the tough wickets in the CPL. So I think they released him without giving him an opportunity, and they've signed Shafane Rutherford, where I think he scored a 50 in the ODI series against New Zealand. He hasn't been in form in T20, so they've signed him in an all-cash deal, but you're releasing Bevan Jacobs. I don't understand that. And also, given that combination, I said after the mega auction, signing Wu Jacks, meaning you saw the previous year that the batting positions of the lineup had to be shuffled. It didn't do them good. And then you sign Shafane Rutherford. How will those two fit in the team combination? It'd be tough to fit them in, and in the 11, I will say how they can fit them in. They've got 2.75 crores left, and this is how I think the 11 looks like for now. Rohit Sharma, Ryan Rickelton to open, Dilip Verma 3, Suryakumar 4, Adit Pandya 5, Naman Dev 6, Mitchell Santner 7, Allah Ghazanfar 8, Deepak Chahar 9, Jaseep Bumrah 10, Trent Bolt 11. And they've retained Bojack. So they've also released KL Sridhar, who's not a power hitter, but Robin Mins, he averages 13 in T20s. He scored a 79 in first-class cricket recently, but his highest score in his last few T20s has been 31. So are you going to play him as that floating keeper batsman? I don't know. They've got to get another backup, maybe a Vishnu. We know that they bought a couple of seasons ago. He also scored runs in his last 3 innings, not so much before then. If they buy him or someone else an equivalent, then you could play Wu Jacks ahead of Ryan Rickelton and then sub in a keeper batsman who can play in the lower middle order. If they don't do that, then I think combination-wise, I don't know, unless they maybe get a top-order Indian keeper batsman, they open with him, and then you can play Shafeen Rutherford at number 6. But in that case, what's the role of Wu Jacks? I don't think there is a role, so I think retaining those two, they can't go with a like-for-like change of players. And Corbin Bosch as a backup for Trent Bolt. Corbin Bosch is a good bowler. However, we've seen in the India tour that adjusting and bowling the lengths correctly in India, he hasn't done that. So is he going to be a backup at Trent Bolt who bowls fuller lengths and can bowl 3 overs in the power play? The reason why they've only had to bowl Bumrah for a maximum of 1 in the power play is because they've got the number of seamers they have. Corbin Bosch, is he going to do what Trent Bolt does? I don't think so, given the length he bowls especially. So I think they may find a problem in case something happens to Trent Bolt. Instead of signing Shafeen Rutherford, I would have looked to get, because an overseas finisher does not fit in this combination if you're going to play Ryan Rickleton. So that's the reason why they've already retained Wu Jacks. What I would have done is, instead of signing Shafeen Rutherford, I would have gone with a backup for Trent Bolt. There's no like-for-like backup for Trent Bolt, but someone as close as you can try to emulate what he does in the power play. So that's on that. And what they may look to do is they may look to bench Allah Gazanfar and go with a more batting combination, or maybe play one less spinner or go with a local spinner. According to me, Gazanfar is one of the most exciting players in the world right now, and with the way that he bowls, it's tough to decode him. I think he can get injured a few times. We've seen the previous season he didn't play because of injury. I hope that doesn't happen here. I think he'd be one of the most exciting commodities to watch this season. And if they play him and strengthen their combination, I don't think they should go with Santner's a very good bowler. He's a defensive bowler. Abu Sharma, I've heard he bowls well, but if he also bowls defensively, then I'd rather them go with a frontline combination of Gazanfar. Many players have struggled to play, so I think that's how they should go. The only weakness for this team is that they can't change their combination on a like-for-like basis, because Wu Jacks, if you play him out of Rickleton, he can keep, but he's not a full-time, he's not a regular keeper. Then you have to bring in another keeper. Then if you want to play Shafeen Rutherford, you've got to also drop Ryan Rickleton, and I hope they don't drop Gazanfar. So this team still looks good to qualify, but I think that they should make sure that they don't reach a stage where they have to change their combination. Let's see how they go. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe and share with friends. This is my opinion. Watch this.